1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 9 and 10, it says this, "And how you turned from God, from idols, to serve the living and true God, and to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, even Jesus, who delivers us from the wrath to come." And so what does turning to God mean? Well, turning obviously means you're turning from one thing to another thing. Like there's two sides to it. I'm turning from this, I'm turning toward that. Well, here, the people, they were turning from the Greek pantheon. They were turning from idols. And many were actually turning toward Judaism because they were hearing of this monotheistic faith, one God, a living God, because they were genuinely growing tired of the immorality, of the uncleanness, of the actual insanity of their Greek gods. The Romans actually said that it was easier to find a god in Athens than it was to find a man. And so there was a turning. There was a turning. And the beautiful thing here is this. It's in the aorist active, meaning their turning, it meant a once and for all turning. And then the words waiting and serving is a present participle, which means a continual waiting, a continual serving. And so this once and for all turning. The idea is so, okay, you've turned from idols, wonderful and great. But scholars continue and say this, that it's important to realize that it's saying that they were turning toward God first before they were turning from their idols. And so it wasn't like they were turning away from their idols and saying, well, I sure hope that there's something better out there than the idol that I was once serving. What it's insinuating is what they turned toward so overwhelmed them that the rest of all of it just kind of fell away. You know, because people will say, they'll come into the church and they'll say, well, I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to stop doing these things, and I just can't accomplish those things. And listen, if that's true, we might as well just close the church down and go home. Because if Jesus isn't risen, and he's not all powerful, and his word's not all powerful, and his Holy Spirit is not all powerful to deliver us from all of that old stuff that we were once involved with before we were saved, we might as well not even be here. And so what would our message to a lost world be? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like, we're people who were in bondage, telling people that are in bondage, you can be free from bondage when we're still in bondage ourselves. No, a true turning toward God overwhelms our desires for those past idols or those past desires or those past sins. And so the encouragement is this: let's turn toward God completely and let him overwhelm our lives.